What simple change in your daily routine had an unexpectedly large impact on your life? Story 1. Walking for half an hour every day. The way we deal with our stress is an entirely separate process from dealing with the things that cause our stress. Stress is cumulative. It adds up in our bodies and can cause both short and long-term health problems. Physical activity exercise is the most efficient and effective way for our bodies to complete the stress cycle so we can rid ourselves of the cumulative effects of stress. 60 minutes a day is ideal for most people. If you feel overwhelmed by stress, check out Burnout: The Secret to Unlocking the Stress Cycle by Amelia and Emily Nagoski. Completing the stress cycle has been transformative for me. Story 2. This is probably one of the most stereotypical common answers out there. But getting enough sleep. Once I started to prioritize getting a minimum of 8 hours of sleep each night, I felt less anxiety, less stress, more awake, happier, energized. It truly is crazy how much less energy it takes to function when you have enough sleep. Story 3. I'm in my mid-60s, cyclist most of my life. One day I had to sprint across the street to beat approaching traffic, but my muscles strained the effort. Hadn't run in years, so in addition to my 5 a.m. walk, I've added a couple of 100-yard dashes. I've now got my running muscles back and it gets easier all the time. Use it or lose it. Story 4. I do 30 minutes of cardio every morning. I started doing that when I turned 40, 4 years ago. I feel so much more energized the rest of the day, and because cardio raises testosterone, my sex drive went way up and I've dropped 25 pounds. Story 5. Getting up 30 minutes earlier to prepare for your day. Cleaning while you cook. So much of cooking is standing around and waiting. Just loading the dishwasher and putting the ingredients away makes a huge difference in your state of mind. Unless you work in a coal mine or the back room of a restaurant or someplace equally grubby or hot, your clothes don't get dirty over the course of a day. Hang them back up rather than toss them in the hamper. Cuts way down on your laundry. Clean a little each day rather than cleaning a lot once a week. Open your mail over the wastebasket. 9/10 of it is useless clutter. Have calendar reminders to pay bills, call friends, and other things. When it comes to money, here's a simple trick. When buying something, ask, would I buy this if it cost 50% more? Because if you start thinking of it in terms of after-tax money, that's what it's really costing you. Max out your 401k at work, especially if your employer matches. Trust me, your 60-year-old self will thank you. Curb your consumption of TV and video games. Take up reading and walking. It works wonders on your peace of mind. Story 6. Eating a large breakfast, followed by lunch no later than midday, and then just a bowl of cereal in the evening, really helped to lose weight. In short, eat like a king in the morning, a prince at lunchtime, and a pauper in the evening. Story 7. Getting my 10,000 steps in every day. I have a lot of stress in my life, and walking every day really loosens up the tightness in my chest and throat. Even more so if I walk outside around our lake. Story 8. I've started somatic shaking in the morning. I haven't had the weird adrenaline surges that were happening several times a day. I'm actually sleeping. Super weird, but it couldn't hurt, and it's free. Shaking your body to release stress and/or trauma is commonly referred to as somatic therapy, explains Herman. The saying of shake it off actually holds so much power as it regulates your nervous system. It releases any built-up adrenaline, suppresses, oppresses emotions, and connects you to your body while decompressing your mind. Story 9. Switching to a morning routine of gratitude journaling has had a surprisingly significant impact on my life. Just taking a few minutes each morning to jot down things I'm thankful for has shifted my mindset in profound ways. It's helped me focus on the positive aspects of my life, no matter how small, and has boosted my overall mood and resilience throughout the day. Plus, it's a simple yet powerful reminder to appreciate the little things and cultivate a sense of contentment. Who knew that such a small change could lead to such big improvements in my well-being? Story 10. Putting getting enough sleep ahead of everything. I'm terrible about this. I am a real night owl and always find myself making excuses to stay up later and later, but I figured out quite a few ways to get myself to bed earlier and let myself sleep a little later. Getting enough sleep makes everything better. I eat better. I think more clearly. My mood is better, and I look better. Story 11. Sleep, 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 guys. Please have at least 8 hours of sleep every day. It's a massive game changer. I've been suffering severe insomnia for years over years without any long-time cure in sight, and it has rotten away at me, inside and outside, barely a functioning person. But since I have the right medication and changed my lifestyle a bit, I was finally able to sleep relatively normally, and oh my God, just wow. Guys, please sleep. Story 12. I started using a straw. This cut off the time I spend eating and in drinking by half since my sensitive teeth recovered. I also get to enjoy smoothies more, which are great for my health, causing me to lose 20 pounds. I'm overweight. Kinda cool for something that people often overlook. Story 13. Sleeping earlier, drinking more fresh fruit juice that I make in my blender, working on video game content and pushing myself to do housework immediately as needed, made a lot of difference in my sense of motivation, activity, and sense of purpose. I feel more in control in a lot of ways that I previously felt more or less like I'm in the backseat of my own body. Story 14. Stopped drinking and I stopped being invited to things, even things not revolved around drinking. BC people assumed I looked down on them for choosing to keep drinking. That wasn't the case at all. I stopped BC. I already struggle with depression, and that made worse. I was putting myself in dangerous situations. I was a functioning alcoholic and hid it, so people finding out was anxiety-inducing. Was dating a bartender who forced me to drink more BC, didn't find me as fun, aka willing for sex without, because he hurt me during. Then with me starting to consider suicide again, I just knew I couldn't anymore. I just wasn't expecting to be cut off from everybody. I did manage to miss out on drama from those people later and meet others living sober and fun, so it doesn't hurt as much now. Story 15. Finally going to the psychiatrist and finding out I don't just have severe anxiety, but also confirmed that I've had really bad ADHD since I was little, and everyone told me otherwise, that I was just lazy, making me feel guilty and thinking there was something wrong with me. Now that I'm taking meds, I'm feeling more like myself. That part that went lost a long time ago is slowly coming back. Also, taking some distance from toxic family members helped taking this decision. Story 16. Gave up energy drinks before Christmas time, and I've noticed my skin is clearer. I've also given up alcohol, wasn't an alcoholic, as trying to have a baby and noticed that the sulfite headaches are gone. Started a new job about 3 weeks ago that is a 30-minute walk each way, and I'm pooping a lot more essily in the evening time. Story 17. Always make an effort to pick up something before you leave a place. When I get up from my desk, I quickly look if there are any cans, wrappers, or dishes that I can grab and take to the kitchen so I can use the restroom. Furthermore, if there is an item I used that can be put back in the drawer, or a garment lying around that can be put in the hamper. It's a fantastic method to prevent mess and clutter from accumulating until they become out of control. Story 18. Scheduling myself half an hour every morning just to sit and drink a cup of tea. Starts my day off on a relaxed and calm note and sets the tone for the rest of the day. Even if unexpected things pop up and I have a chaotic day, I've still gotten in half an hour of me time, which helps hugely with my mental health. I used to be someone who would roll out of bed with the exact amount of time needed to shower, get ready for work, throw some food down my neck, and run out the door. If anything came up in that time or I pressed snooze an extra time, breakfast would get skipped. I now watch my partner live like this, and he's constantly stressed and running behind in the mornings despite starting later than me. Really highlights the benefits of my routine for me. Story 19. Moving from an isolated rural home with a big yard to a home with no yard, I have to take my dogs on multiple daily walks. Walking clears my head, lets me, introvert, get small socializations for both myself and my dogs, and my legs have never been in better shape. Story 20. My dad Ryep made me a wooden plaque with the following words burnt into it. The sooner you get going, the further ahead you get. It hangs in my kitchen. I made another one, and it hangs in my bedroom. They're about the first two things that I see every day. Talk about motivation to fight procrastinating. Those words are embedded in my brain now. I now do things that I've been putting off doing. It may take me time to do, but at least I started. Now all I have to do is finish what I started. Plus, the song by the Byrds, Turn, 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 kinda brings things into perspective for me. There's a slower version of it by the Seekers, which is nice also. I just turned 71 and learned the value of time. Take advantage of it because before you know it, tomorrow will be yesterday. Tempus Fugit. Story 21. When working from home, change into work clothes. I found that when I WFH in sweatpants, I am in weekend mode, and my productivity is next to zero. Even jeans and a t-shirt helps me get into work mode. Story 22. Giving myself the gift of me time first thing in the morning before all of the other stuff. I get cozy on the couch with a cup of coffee and play a word game and just loving my dogs. I stress a lot with my work, and this helps a great deal. Story 23. Going on a short walk before leaving for work. I only walk around the block, about 5 minutes or less. While walking, I turn off any podcasts, I don't look at my phone, just intentional walking. It makes it a bit meditative. I've noticed the mornings feel easier and I feel fully awake once I'm at work. None of that laggy feeling. I woke up my rods and cones. Story, 24-30 minutes of exercise most mornings. Increased energy levels, less pain, better posture, just easier to move through life. I no longer feel like I'm walking through thick air, with the world creating resistance against all my movements. I do 10-15 minutes on a recumbent bike and 15-20 minutes using different arm and ab machines. I have fibromyalgia and have to be careful with overdoing it. Story 25. Running or working out every day at a designated time and not scheduling over it or skipping it. Story 26. I placed a 10 blue LED digital clock right below my TV. It makes it impossible to lose time watching Netflix or some show. I go to bed sooner and watch less television. Story 27. Not bringing work home with me. I don't discuss work on my free time, nor do I pay bills or accept phone calls from toxic people. If it stresses me out, I refuse to deal with it on my valuable home time. My free time is for me to unwind. Story 28. Taking time for breakfast. I make a point to prepare a simple breakfast and take time to myself every day. I overall eat better and feel better prepared for the day. Really only adds a half hour to the morning, going on 10 years now.